New York, where it's a good idea to learn how to take a punch. It's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, Siskel and Ebert, actress Dana Delaney, and Boston Red Sox pitching star Roger Clemens. Plus, Paul Schaefer and the world's most dangerous man. And now, all your daily vitamin requirements in one easy-to-swallow tablet, David Letterman!
Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. We have some wonderful guests for you tonight. I'll tell you who they are when I'm damn good and ready. You know, the best thing about life, the way I look at life, the best thing about life, each day is an opportunity to learn something new. Here's what I learned yesterday. Do not be fooled. You cannot get 100 watts of light out of a 60-watt bulb simply by wetting the socket. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's good news. Archaeologists now believe they've made a brand new discovery about the interpretation of the inscription on the Rosetta Stone. Archaeologists now, after studying it again in great detail, feel that they believe it offers, for once and for all, a valid point-by-point detailed explanation of why it is giant clown shoes are so funny. We have some wonderful guests on the show tonight. But at this point, it's none of your business. I'll tell you who they are when I'm ready. Well, ladies and gentlemen, taking now a look at the world of aviation. Yesterday over at Shea Stadium, oh man, this could have been tragic. Did you hear about this? Yesterday afternoon, before the big contest between the Mets and the Atlanta Braves, a lot of thunderstorm, violent electrical thunderstorm activity in the area, and a Northwest 757 jet apparently came very, very close to hitting, actually coming in contact with one of the light standards in the outfield out there. And people in the stadium claim that this aircraft was so close that they could actually see the in-flight movie. Wow. Could you... All right, we just may have Siskel or Ebert on the show tonight. I'm not saying we have either. I'm not saying we have both. We just might have one or the other. Also on the program tonight, Roger Clemens from the Boston Red Sox is here. Oh, Dana Delaney. Hi, man. We have Dana Delaney from the hits series over there on ABC China Beach, and oh yeah, Siskel and Ebert. Now, kids, say hello to our friend Paul Schaefer. He's right there. Paul!
Thank you, David.
Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. You are a marvelous, marvelous human being. You got a lot of show. Let me turn it back over to you.
All right, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the audience tonight, and we're going to play some more Brush with Greatness. Now, this is where folks in their everyday lives have come in contact with people in some level of celebrity or another. Is there a Barbara Simpson here? Barbara? Oh, hi, Barbara. Nice to see you. Stand up, if you will. Welcome to the program,
Thank
Barbara.
you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ossining, New York.
Ossining, New York.
Sing Sing.
Sing Sing. Yeah. Now, is there a connection between Sing Sing and Ossining? Are they the
It's an Indian name.
Indian names? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Jail by the river.
Is that what it means? That's pretty good. I'll handle the jokes if you don't mind. What do you do for a living, Barbara?
I'm an accountant.
Mm-hmm. You making a lot of money?
Oh, yeah.
Are you
As much as I can steal.
There you go. This is a second joke for Barbara. Well, I guess. I guess I really don't need to be here. All right, Barbara, you look very nice. You're in town for a little summer evening?
No, I'm in town to work, and this is...
Oh, you work in town? I
Yes.
see. Okay, here we go. Tell us, Barbara, about your brush with greatness. Barbara Simpson from Ossining.
Years ago, I was a waitress at a Howard Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
and one Sunday afternoon, during a Sunday Kids Eat Free,
Mm-hmm.
Howard Johnson himself came in.
No, come on.
And amidst
Howard
the
Johnson, the baseball player, or Howard Johnson, the
Mis-
real guy?
Mr. Hojo.
Wow.
And he came in, and amid those French fries and the ketchup,
Yeah?
he sat down and had a lovely meal with screaming children.
Yeah.
And a week later, we got a memo, no more Kids Eat Free on Sunday.
Oh, is that right? He actually put the thing on that. Yeah, how about that? You know, I've always enjoyed that clam platter you get there at Howard. Is there more to this story, Barbara?
Well, yes, there is.
All right.
A few weeks later, I met another fast food celebrity. I'll spare you the details, but I'll soon be bearing the child of Mayor McCheese.
Oh, my God. What an ugly twist. Here we have your choice, one edition of the World Book Encyclopedia. Go ahead and pick one out of there. That's what we have for you, Barbara. There you go. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Barbara. Nice meeting you. Thank you very much. What did you get, by the way? M. All right, for folks playing with us tonight, M has been selected. Is there a Scott Black here this evening? Mr. Scott Black. Scott? Scott? Oh, hi, Scott. I didn't see it. Nice to have you with us. Where are you from, Scott?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. What do you do for a living down there?
I do medical research at a hospital.
Oh, is that gratifying for you?
Eventually it will be.
And how long have you been doing this?
About a year and a half.
And when you're on the job down there, Scott, do they mind you chewing gum? Put it out. Give me the gum. All right, Scott, tell us now of your brush with greatness.
Well, I was staying at the Philadelphia Radisson Hotel, and the New Kids on the Block, they had a whole block of hotel suites there.
Oh.
Yeah, you can imagine.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was all a nightmare.
Yeah.
But what happened was me and my friend managed to get up to their floor, which was secured, and they had a huge hot and cold buffet up there. So we put a nice little dent in their buffet, and
You're proud of that too, aren't you, Scott?
oh, it was late. It was late. We were hungry. But out of gratitude, I said, "You guys want to come down to our room? We have some beer in the refrigerator. You can grab a couple."
You said this is the New Kids on the
To
Block?
the New Kids, yeah. And they sent a few of the roadies down, and they took about 2 cases of our beer.
Wow. They looted your beer?
Absolutely, took every last
my
can.
God, Scott, is there more to this story?
Well, actually, yeah. Later that night, the roadies returned to our room, and they forcibly carried off my younger brother. And today, all the world knows him by his new name, Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh, my God, another ugly story. Here, Scott, select a book here from the World Book Encyclopedia. That's all yours. Congratulations. What'd you get? Okay, great. Nice meeting you. Thank you very much, Scott. All right, is there a Kevin Eldridge here this evening? Mr. Eldridge? Oh, hi, Kevin. How are you? Nice to have you with us. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Boston.
Boston. Yes. Great town. Yeah. You know, Roger Clemens is on the program.
right.
Tonight. Yes, sir. All right, what do you do for a living?
I'm a student,
Okay, where do you go to school?
Mass College of Art.
Yeah, look at that, I'm bleeding. Somehow I've been injured, You know, people think this kind of work is easy, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm dropping about a quart of blood a second here. Look at that. Yeah, awe is right, man. Yeah. I think it was Scott. All right, Kevin, tell us about your brush with greatness.
Well, about a year ago, I was coming out of my apartment in Boston, and the street was completely filled with police cars. And I was wondering what was going on. I started to make my way through the crowd, and suddenly I was face to face with Dan Quayle.
Oh, my gosh, our vice president,
Yeah.
Dan Quayle.
Yeah,
Wow.
he just shook my hand and said, "Very nice to see you."
So you actually met the vice president?
Yes, I did.
You looked him right in the eyes?
Yep.
And what kind of guy did he seem like to you?
Seemed like a very distant, kind of dreamy type.
Well, you know, I hear they keep him medicated, is what I'm now, Kevin, is there more to this story?
There's a little more, Dave. After releasing my hand, the vice president said, "Shall we begin our top secret meeting, General Schwarzkopf?" He gave me a briefcase full of important papers, which I traded to some foreign guy for a Fender amp.
For a Fender amp. There you go, Kevin. We have a World Book Encyclopedia for you. There you go. Just pick one out there. Thanks, Bill. Nice job. Which one did you get? You got N and O. Oh, good for you. Nice meeting you. Thank you very much, Kevin. All right. That's it. We'll do a commercial when we come back here. It'll be Siskel and Ebert. Come on back, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Everything's changing. Wasting is out. Saving, conserving, all that stuff's in. Make the most of what you've got, and you'll be surprised at what you get. I guess we demand more. But we should demand more.
Introducing the all-new Toyota Tercel, now with more room, more power.
It's simple. New values, new car.
Tercel at $65.88. It's the lowest priced two-door sedan you can buy.
Things that you can depend on. Things that you can believe in.
You'll love the body.
It's Matrix.
You'll love the volume. You'll love the energy.
The Vavoom volume generators from Matrix Hair and Skincare. Available only at fine salons.
You'll love the look.
It's Matrix.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Michael Jordan and the Bulls, you just won your first NBA championship. What are you going to do next? We're going to Disney World. Yeah!
How does Jeep celebrate 50 years of discovering America? By making it easier for you to do the same. Because after 50 years, there's still no better way to rediscover the place we call home.
Get the advantage at your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Welcome back to the big program. Siskel and Ebert are here on the show tonight.
Both of them are here.
I had to tell you a little story about Siskel and Ebert. By the way, which is your favorite, Siskel or Ebert?
Siskel or Ebert?
Yeah.
I'm just starting to learn which is which.
I like them equally as well. Gene comes up this afternoon and he has a hat. He has a beautiful hat, a Chicago Bulls hat. You know, the Bulls just won the NBA championship last night. Beautiful hat. It's a lovely hat. I'm admiring the hat. And I said, geez, that's a great looking hat. And he says, I tell you what, there's not many of these around, but I can get you one when I go back to Chicago. And I said, that would be terrific, thinking I'll never hear from him again, is what I'm thinking. And he says, no, he says, in second thought, let me just give you the hat. So he gives me this unbelievably beautiful hat. And so I'm touched and I'm thinking, wow, this is a nice gesture, and it's also a great hat. I'll wear it with pride. So then I'm thinking, well, I'm wearing a hat myself. I guess the gentlemanly thing to do would be to give him my hat. And so I do. And the second I give it to him, I think, oh, damn, I wish I hadn't done that. Because it's like my favorite hat.
Oh, I see.
And so, but now I'm thinking, well, that's all right. I've still got a great hat out of the deal.
Right.
So about an hour later in rehearsal, he comes back and he says, I tell you what, he said, I'll give you this Chicago Bulls hat on the show. And I said, oh, that'd be great. Sure, that'd be great. So I give him the Chicago Bulls hat back. And he says, now, do you need a hat to wear the rest of the day? And I said, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I need to wear a hat the rest of the day, Gene. And he says, well, I'll give you yours back. Right. So I get my favorite hat back.
Right.
Now I've got it again.
Right.
So it worked out great.
So that's the story.
Yeah. Yeah. So now when he gives me the Chicago Bulls hat, I'll give him some cheap piece of crap we found. Let's do the top 10 list and then go home. We'll turn off the lights and go home. The category tonight, it's an odd one. Oh, no, wait a minute, it's not so odd. It dovetails perfectly with that little story.
Really?
Jim's top 10 names for his new hat store.
Ah, Jim who?
Well, it doesn't make any difference. It's sort of conceptual. If there were a guy named Jim and he had a hat store, these would be the top 10 names for that hat store running through his mind.
I see.
As he drifts off to sleep each night, he's talking to his wife. What about Jim's hats? You know, that kind of thing.
If there were a guy named Jim.
Exactly. Jim's top 10 names for his new hat store. Here we go. Number 10. Jim's Brims. Number 9. Jimbo's Lid City. Number 8. Admiral Jim's Hats Ahoy. Number 7. The Jim O'Shantery. Number 6. Crazy Jimmy's Hats for Insanely Low Prices. Number 5. Jim's Bulletproof, Knife-Proof, Spit-Proof Hats, New York City only. Number 4. Jim, your hat smells terrific. Number 3. Wally's Hat Shop under new management. Number 2. If you don't want a hat, then screw you. And the number 1 guy name for his new hat store, if there were the guy named Jim, Colonel Jim's Kentucky Fried Hats. The problem is normally on Thursdays we're not on. We're normally off on Thursday, so it's odd for us to be here doing a show.
We're always on Thursday.
Huh?
We're always on Thursday.
Oh, well.
So that couldn't be the problem.
Maybe it's those sun things. You know, the big magnetic things going wrong in the sun thing, you know?
Could be that, yeah.
Yeah, this morning I woke up, as a matter of fact, I couldn't get my mouth open, and I thought, geez, I've come down with lockjaw, and it turned out my fillings had just been magnetized.
Oh,
but everything's
man.
fine.
Wow.
Sunspots, that's what it's doing. Our first guests are the hosts of their popular movie review program and a special appropriately entitled the Siskel and Ebert Special will be seen around the country starting June 14th. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, the lovely and talented Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. Here we go. I'm telling you, it's a lovely gesture because that is a great hat.
Beautiful.
It's very unusual. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we have gifts for you and gifts for you as well.
Appreciate it very much.
But it's not the original
Am I
hat.
going to get the California Angels hat?
No, if you don't mind, because it fits perfectly.
We both have the same head size, 7.5.
Yeah. Oh, tell me about Oprah Winfrey's head size. Gene Siskel knows the head sizes of the stars. It's uncanny. Oprah Winfrey.
I will tell you.
All right.
I will tell you the story that you're very...
I wouldn't tell this story.
Don't tell the story. Just give us her head size.
8.
8. Okay. Oprah is an 8. That's large.
It's a great story. You want the story?
Yeah, let's hear the story.
Okay. Happened to be with her, and she walks into a hat
Now, wait a
shop.
minute. How did you just happen to be with Oprah in a hat shop? That's the story we want to hear.
It was a birthday party, and we were both guests.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wow.
Happened to be at a hat shop in Santa Fe, New Mexico. She walks in, and the gentleman says to her, "Oprah, you've got the biggest head I have ever seen." She says, he measures her, he says, "It's an 8.
Uh-huh.
And she says, "Well, I do have a lot of hair."
Right.
And he says, "No. This is the owner of the hat shop. No. It's your skull size." Real nice, the word skull,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like a cadaver, right?
Yeah.
So I turned to him at that point and I said, "Sir, what do you say when you want to sell someone a hat?"
Yeah. I like it. In his line of work, he was thinking that would be a source of pride to Oprah, that she had the biggest head that had ever come into his hat store. Congratulations. What do you guys want to talk about? What was the most energetic disagreement you guys have ever had?
Blue Velvet was pretty intense. We've had it a number of times.
Blue Velvet, Apocalypse Now, The Doors. We really came to blows over those three.
Yeah.
Blue Velvet, the one thing that I think Roger was accommodating in the last discussion that we had about Blue Velvet is that I felt that he had such an intense negative reaction to that picture, giving it 1 star, which is really rough, that I felt that there must be something in that film that set him off personally.
There was. There was definitely something in the film that set me off personally.
What was that?
It was a really bad film. I know the point that Gene is making, and that is that when you have a very, very strong reaction to a film, at least you're not bored.
Right.
And at least it has your attention. And to this day, I can remember Blue Velvet a lot better probably than many films that came out at the same period.
Well, there you go.
That I gave good reviews
That's
to.
something.
At the same time, I disapproved of it, and I felt that, in particular, the director was victimizing Isabella Rossellini, his actress. I felt that he was treating her in a way that embarrassed me, and apparently she didn't agree, because then she moved in with him.
Yeah, right. You know, on the case, the topic of Blue Velvet, now, I watched it and enjoyed it, with the possible exception, I thought, gee, it's awfully violent. And how do people, women especially, how will they be responding to this kind of treatment on screen?
All movies are violent. I mean, it was violent in a particularly psychological way, in that these people were interacting with each other in a very unpleasant way. But when you go to, these days, when people come up to a movie critic and say, is that movie violent? The answer is always yes.
Sure, yep.
And unless it's by Disney, unless it's animated, it's going to be violent.
But I think both of you guys are some key words that you're using. You wondered about how women would react, and Roger says, I disapproved. I think you're both being a little patronizing to...
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You know, I mean, women can handle it, Dave. You know, they can handle it.
Well, yeah.
And Roger, when
Boy,
you
is
say...
my face red now.
Think how I feel week after week. God, it's terrible.
Yes, and what you were going to...
No, I was just going to say that he says he disapproved of it. I mean, it is. I mean, he sees movies. You see the worst...
I disapproved of it. I'm a critic. It's my job. I either approve of them or I disapprove of them.
But I'm saying you're not... I think you didn't disapprove of the filmmaking. I think the filmmaking was so intense, and it had to do with violence and sex, and somehow it...
David Lynch is a very good director. And I really feel that. I felt that about his next film, Wild Apart, which I booed when it won the award at the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, you booed
Yes,
there?
I booed.
Wow. Were you hustled out?
Well, no.
Not easily.
I just...
I don't think they have a crane at the Cannes Film Festival.
You know, the last 3 people that wore that hat, Dave, all went bald.
Pretty good. Pretty good here.
I think David Lynch is a very, very, very good director who makes films. Now that is kind of, I think Twin Peaks is kind of, basically, they didn't have enough of an inspiration to get through the entire season. They started out strong.
Well, sure, you had
and then it
26
became the same
episodes.
stuff
Yeah, it's going
week
to be
after
difficult.
week.
Here.
Yeah.
We got to do a commercial. Now, when we come back, what I'd like to do is turn our attention... I don't know what's the matter with me. Turn our attention to the summer blockbusters.
That's an excellent idea.
Yeah, we'll talk about the summer blockbusters when we come back here.
I am the soldier. I am skilled and smart. I've got the training, and I've got the heart. I'm the defender of our liberty. I am the soldier. Count on me. Rise into the challenge, whatever it may be. I am the soldier. Count on me.
Okay, say you're a countertop, and you've got yourself a set-in blueberry stain there from breakfast. Which would you rather be cleaned with? This harsh powder that can scratch you, or soft scrub cleanser with Clorox bleach, which lifts out tough stains without harsh scratching? So, what's it gonna be? Scratchy powder or soft scrub with Clorox bleach? Oh, wise choice. Soft scrub with bleach. Preferred by countertops everywhere.
No matter what kind of loan you're looking for, the Provident can get it for you faster. Call the Provident at 1-800 in a flash for a lightning loan and get an answer right over the phone right now. It's the fastest loan on wheels, or anything else for that matter.
At the Providence, you're worth more here.
tasting fruit juices and drinks.
Welcome back to the program. Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert. Oprah Winfrey, we're just talking about, makes $40 million a year.
Whoa! That's something?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. She got a show there in Chicago. She got a large head, and she makes huge money. She's a very nice, nice,
yes, she is.
nice woman.
She tells the head story to her guests as a part of the warm-up.
Yes, but I know she was particularly hoping that you would tell it tonight on the Letterman program.
Now let me just go back here to this, to this blue velvet thing and me being patronizing here. What I meant when I was suggesting that I was concerned about how women might react was not, can the female psyche stand up to seeing violence depicted on screen? I was thinking more in terms of how do women feel about seeing women brutalized on screen?
They probably don't enjoy it very much.
Well, that was my point.
Yeah, well, it was an excellent point, David.
Oh, well, thanks. Thank you. Was it really?
I was nodding the whole time you were saying it.
Let's go
I didn't think you were being a bit too hasty.
Let's go right to the summer blockbusters.
You had the whole commercial to think that up.
Wait a minute. You think I'm not using my time wisely? You know, we're sponsored by Jolly Rancher Candies.
Have you met the Jolly Rancher?
No. Oh, yes, have we ever. All right, let's go right to this Madonna, Truth or Dare. What do you boys think of this?
It's a good film.
Really?
Very good. I think that it's both good for the concert stuff is good and the backstage.
Yeah. And you bought it hook, line, and sinker?
No, I didn't buy it. I think that a large part of it was manipulated or planned.
See,
in other words, it wasn't a cinema verite
That's
documentary. They staged stuff for the camera, but they did it very well, and so gave an idea of Madonna that was interesting, even though it might not be completely accurate.
What surprised me is that she gave up as much screen time as she did to her supporting
To the other
cast.
people. Well, that's
Because
smart.
That's unusual.
Yeah, but it's smart, sure. Yeah. I have a theory about Madonna. I think she loves to shock us. All right. Wonder how big a head she's got. All right, Hudson Hawk. This is the Bruce Willis epic. The mix 'em up, the old action adventure.
Too many characters in the film are trying to be funny. Everyone is trying to be funny. They crowd each other off the screen, and it is ultimately not interesting.
It was really one of the most painful experiences I've had at the movies in a long time.
Really? Really? Wow.
I simply didn't enjoy it, and there's nothing more embarrassing, as I'm sure you know, than material that's supposed to be funny and isn't. For example, Jim's hat shop, for example.
Whoa, is that the worst top 10 list that you've had?
Oh, I think it must have been. It's the worst I've ever seen.
You know that one of your assistants...
You were really rushing through, weren't you?
One of your assistants, you can
Somebody
tell back...
get Clemens up.
He needs a few more pitches. So one of your assistants felt that that was actually a gag, that wasn't the real top 10 list, and that the real one was going to surface later.
That's it. Okay, let's get back to this list now. Now, how much did Hudson Hawk cost to make? That's like $60 million or something, isn't it?
You know, the problem is, if a movie is a flop, then everybody talks about how much it cost. But if it's a hit, then everybody talks about how much it made. So that I don't object to the budget of a film if I have a good time when I go to see it.
Yeah, but my point is, where does this money come from? And if it's so
It comes
awful...
out of our pockets, Dave, yours and mine.
Yeah, taxpayer dollars.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's too much emphasis placed on the money.
Well, no, I don't think so. Because you can have for like $6 million, or say like a Spike Lee budget. I don't think Spike Lee gets $80 million to make a movie, does he?
No.
All right, so what does he get? Like 4, 5, 6
14,
million?
15.
Okay, that'd be a lot of money for Spike Lee. And he's capable of putting together a very entertaining 2-hour film, right?
Well, a lot of the money in Hudson Hawk probably went above the line in terms of salaries.
Bruce Willis alone is $14 million.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm against it. I like Bruce Willis. Thelma and Louise. We're not done talking to the boys. Huh? Okay. They're trying to...